ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's the Metal Hammer of Doom. I am your host, the mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. And don't be alarmed. This is no Sad Man solo special. Ladies and gentlemen, he's only here to have fun, get drunk, and make loads of money because nothing else matters to him. He's only here to drink rum, shoot guns, and live for the Metal Hammer of Doom. So come with Jesse Starcher and you will see that we're only here to have fun, get drunk, make loads of money, because nothing else matters to us. Ladies and gentlemen, here to talk shit and get lit and drink all your whiskey. He has returned to the co-pilot's chair. It's Jesse Starcher. Light him up, son.
Oh, my goodness, Mark Radulich. That was an epic intro. It is great to be back here on the Metal Hammer of Doom. Oh, I might have the podcast jitters, and I haven't had that for a very long time. Too long, as a matter of fact. I'm still essential AF, but every Wednesday I have felt that ache in my soul, not being able to be here on the Metal Hammer of Doom and talk some metal with you, Mark Radulich, and I am glad to be back this Wednesday and hopefully many more to come.
Yes, sir. We had a long, kind of protracted conversation before the show started tonight. I got you locked down from here to next year, or at least the beginning of July.
Give or take a few months.
Yeah, so you'll be getting Jesse Starcher and I this week. Obviously, this show, Alestorm, Curse of the Crystal Coconut, which is where that intro came from. Then Jesse actually pitched a show. We're going to do it on June 17th. Termion Catalot. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Global warning.
Well, we will be pronouncing a lot of things wrong on that show.
And then the Lamb of God new album, self-titled. And then we will end this series of shows with Mushroom Head, A Wonderful Life. It's a beautiful life. Whoa, it's a beautiful life. Jesse Starcher, it's a beautiful life.
That's what I've heard. Actually, I jumped. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's fucking Ace of Base right there.
Oh, well, I know some Ace of Base. I just don't know that song.
You know the sign?
Yes, I do. I saw it, as a matter of fact.
And it opened up your eyes?
It did open up my eyes. Man, all that she wants is just another baby.
Oh, it's all that she wants. It's all that she yammers about.
That's right. That is right. Yeah, man, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that Lamb of God show. The Termian, whatever it is, I can't pronounce his name either. But
I'm going with Catalot.
I like it. That'll be some industrial stuff, so I can't wait to hear your opinion. I really can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I am excited. I figured it was going to be, progressive, fucking nose up your ass, diddly, diddly.
Think Rammstein, except just a different take, I guess you'd say. So we'll be talking about that soon. So, but tonight, man, it's Alestorm, buddy.
What a show to come back to, right?
Oh, there was no way I was going to miss this. What was the last one I was on? Because I didn't want to miss that one either. I think it was Testament.
I think it was like fucking January was the last time we did a show.
I know, dude.
Yeah, you came back for Testament. I had Robert on for Nightwish, and for those of you who listen to the Nightwish show, I'm sorry, I don't know what was with my sound that night, but like my mic kept like pushing me down, just pushing my sound down. Like I think I had like auto ducking on or something like that. So anyway, like every time I talked, my like the music and Robert were fine, but every time I talked, it was at the lowest setting, near inaudible.
Wow.
So
I don't know what would have caused that. That's weird.
Yeah, lucky for me, that also got a lot of listens. So
Nightwish always does.
Yeah,
Nightwish is like that is solid every time.
Yes, sir. And then you were on the week before for Testament, and then prior to that was the last Sad Man special I did. I did Heaven Shall Burn, and I was, and then I think after that, when Robert referred to it as when Robert Winfrey referred to it as a sad man special, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Clearly,
he's so right. He is so right. I can't do this.
Clearly, I shouldn't be podcasting alone. So with that said, I'm glad to have you back. In all seriousness, we're going to talk Alestorm tonight. Alestorm released Curse of the Crystal Coconut on May 29th. So we're getting right to it, man. It was just last Friday. And if you don't know what Alestorm is, you need to be fucked with an anchor. I'll tell you what.
Oh, wow. This band, you guys were the first to introduce it to me. I mean, it was you and Coop that I think covered Alestorm's. It was the album before last, if I remember right. And really, I was a fan at that point. And then, Curse of the Crystal Coconut drops, and I'm like, all right, let's see how we can do. Let's see if Alestorm can keep it up. I should have never doubted them, because this is going to be a fun discussion tonight.
Yes, sir. Well, let's get to it before I run out of oxygen, which is always the thing. I'm going to change.
That is the danger.
I'm going to change my Facebook profile to like an hourglass, because these podcasts now are a race against my level of oxygen intake. Yes,
indeed. Just we don't want you to get laughing. Keep the water at a minimum.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I got hot tea here, so that's how I'm treating my current ailments, to just burn my throat constantly.
Ah, smart.
Yeah,
very smart. I'll probably get rid of the COVID too, just in case you got that.
Yeah, I've heard. Like, apparently we didn't need to lock the whole country down. We just needed to turn up the heat.
Oh, well. It is at the wrong time. My goodness.
Indeed. All right. So this first song is the name of the album. No, sorry. This first track was also the first single. It was released April 2nd. This is... I forgot how to do the show. This is a Treasure Quest. This is Treasure Chest Party Quest.
500 years ago when I was born.
Hang on one second. I got this back because I got this backwards is what happened there. All right, now I remember how to do this. All right, take two. Here we go. Treasure Chest Party Quest. Here we go.
Years ago when I was born, I crawled from the womb with a drinking horn. I held it to the sky in my tiny metal hand. I got real drunk before I could stand. Well, ever since that day, I followed the code of stealing all your treasure and living on the road. Now we've come to your city with nothing more to say. Let's drink and party the Alestorm way. We're only here to have fun, get drunk, and make loads of money, 'cause nothing else matters to me. We're only here to drink rum, shoot guns, and live for the party. Come with us and soon you will see. We're only here to have fun, get drunk, and make loads of money, 'cause nothing else matters to me. We're only here to get lit, talk shit, and drink all your whiskey. Come with us and soon you will see. We're only here to have fun. Treasure Chest Party Quest.
Oh, what I love about Alestorm right off the bat is it's not just pirate shanties. It's like party time, bro, hanging out. I mean, like, I just run around quoting Alestorm, telling people I'm here to drink all their beer. And this one is right out of that, man.
Yep.
It's right from the same keg, if you will, that produced Drink, which is where the line "We're here to drink all your beer." It's right out of that, man. It's just like put on a pirate hat, get drunk, party, have fun, and I love that about Alestorm.
Yeah, this is a great opener. It brings a lot of just mirth and merriment right out the gate, man. It's he has this neat way of almost. I know the pirate shanty, and it's almost close to rapping, although we get a little bit more of that here later. But
yes, Captain Your Face. Oh boy.
But Treasure Chest Party Quest is a great solid opener. It's what I expected from Alestorm. It is talking about having a good time, drinking beer, drinking rum,
drinking whiskey.
Yes, I mean it's funny how they just come out and say, hey, again, we're here to drink your beer. Now we're here to party, and we're going to get lit, talk shit.
I think like Alestorm and Korpiklani need to go on a tour sponsored by various alcoholic brands, and they should
absolutely,
and they should call it Pickling of the Liver, around Pickle the Liver World Tour.
I like it. It. I have an idea. When we get to the song, I have another pitch for a potential tour / album, but that'll be coming up in a few songs. But yeah, Treasure Chest Party Quest, man. I'm digging it, dude. This is what I wanted to hear from Alestorm. Didn't let me down.
Yep. No, this was a great way to kick off the album. I'm going to just kind of give it away somewhat. Not every song on here is as good as this one, but this is a high kickoff, man. This is like, it just lands right on the other team's 5-yard line.
Agreed.
All right. So this next one is another single. Came out May 14th. This is called Fanny Balls. Fanny Balls.
Whoa! Come take a trip with me. I'll tell you of the greatest man who ever sailed the sea. Whoa! Faced Scotland's bonny shores. He pillaged across the ocean in search of rum galore. Whoa! Aboard the goose ship's scum, he'd fire a mighty blast from the 16-pounder gun. Whoa! His legendary crew could sail that ship to hell and back. There's nothing they can't do. He killed the mighty terror squid, the greatest man who ever lived. He beat the Vikings in a bloody war. Meet your dad and smell your more. Fanny Balls, he's a fearsome pirate. Fanny Balls, he's the scourge of the seas. Fanny Balls, with the black flag flying, plundering, pillaging, spreading disease. Fanny Balls, he's a fearsome pirate. Fanny Balls, he's the scourge of the seas. Fanny Balls, with the black flag flying, bringing his foes to their knees. Fanny Balls.
I'm not going to lie, this one grew on me. Yeah, I didn't love it in the beginning.
Really?
Like the first run through of this album, I was like, eh. It took a couple of listens, and I was like, it is a rockin' good tune, and I do like the fact that they make references to their earlier songs, like the Terror Squid and all that.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So this one grew on me, but it took it took a couple of listens.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I wasn't totally. I think I was right there with you, where it was like, okay, well, this is Alestorm doing their thing, where they're picking somebody out and singing about some dangerous pirate, which I believe this person is completely fictional. Fanny Balls is a hilarious name, by the way, and so I did. Yeah, I definitely had to research and make sure. So yeah, I was telling you that in the video, the character of Fanny Balls is being performed by Peter Dinklage. So
perfect.
He's in the video.
That definitely turns it up a notch.
Oh yes. And I mean, hey, he beat the Vikings in a bloody war, and he'll meet your dad and he'll smell your maw.
Perfect.
Some of the lyrics that they come up with. What is his name? Oh goodness, I forgot the lead singer's name.
The singer of Alestorm.
Yeah, Christopher. That's right. How could I forget
Little Boy Bose? Yes, Little Boy Bose. What's wrong with you?
Unbelievable. But some of the lyrics that they come up with are just freaking absurd and hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, almost some of the stuff that they throw in there is on the level of Weird Al. I would say that Weird Al takes it to a completely different plane of existence sometimes, but these guys, they love to throw the humor in there and make you laugh. and just with some of the goofiest shit. And Meet Your Dad and Smell Your Ma is probably some of the funniest stuff that this song has to offer.
Yeah, Alestorm, lyrically, it's so funny because like they work on so many different levels. There's obviously a level of comedy to it, but like I was saying with the first song, there's also like a party element, and it's just I was playing this for the liberal snowflake that I work with, and it was funny because like she liked the more like heavier rock and stuff. When it got too sea shanty, she was like, "This is too much for me."
Really?
And,
like she was too piratey?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's some of the stuff I kind of like from these guys.
Well, sure, that's like their stock and trade. But that's the thing. Like, I was trying to tell her like pirate metal is its own genre, and there are some that the fact that they've chosen pirate metal as their shtick becomes very limiting, and it gets a little samey. Whereas Alestorm, I feel like that's their center, but they're willing to kind of go all over the place with it.
Exactly. They can take it to different avenues, and it works for them.
It does. All right, let's move on to the next song here. This one is called Chomp Chomp. Like a gator, chomp chomp. It reminds me of the movie that Alexis and I and Robert reviewed last year about the fucking
alligators in the Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. What the hell was that called? Damn, I know what you're talking about though. Crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Chomp, chomp, chomp. That is probably one of my top 3 off of here. It's tough to say.
No, are you serious?
I really like this one. It's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's not a bad song, not in any way, shape, or form. And I like the fact that they decided, you know what needs to be sung about? Alligators killing people. So,
oh, dude, there's one lyric where he says, where does it say here? I just know there's a part where he goes, all I can say is I won't see you in a while. Which, yeah, there's nothing more to say than I won't see you in a while. Which they drive the whole after a while crocodile thing home like at least 2 or 3 times in this whole song.
Right.
But I think it gets. There's one point where it gets like really heavy about the middle of the song, and all you're doing is going chomp chomp chomp. This would be a fun one to see in concert too. I'd like to see the crowd reacting to.
Yeah, this is a mosh heavy song. This is definitely a mosh heavy song. But now it is time.
Oh, now see, we still got to do. The year is still the same. We've got to pick 2 songs, all right? And I know for a fact this is going to be one of them.
You goddamn right.
So we're going to have to figure out who's picking this one, because the other one, whoever else, is going to have to pick another song.
I know I know what my other one is. So, but okay. I mean, I think we can both agree. I have many patron saints. Ivan Drago, and he's my patron saint because of his belief: if he dies, he dies.
That's right.
Natalie Merchant, give them what they want.
Okay.
Another one of my patron saints. But I think, like, the patron saint of patron saints, the person who gives us the philosophy of life, is Captain Yarface.
The man who welcomes us to the sea.
God damn right. Oh, little boy Bose.
Oh, this is great.
Oh my God, this was quite the treat when I realized he was going to be on this album, and he's on this next song. This was the second single. It was released April 23rd. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sea. This is Captain Yarface, and this is Tortuga.
Yeah, ha, ha, ha. You wanna know where you are, laddie? Y'all right there. Let me tell ya. Palm trees sway in the Caribbean breeze. The sunshine beating down. A wanted man with a price on my head. You're the run from the British crown. Last week in Port Royal, I stole a ship and killed the crew. I set sail on a moonlit sky. I knew just what I had to do. It's time to spin the wheel. We can go anywhere we feel. We're heading west to the land that's the best, and I ain't ever coming back. Tortuga. Tortuga. Tortuga.
Welcome to the sea.
What?
Welcome to the sea.
What?
Y'all face here to tell you how it's gonna be. With a yo-ho, gonna be a pirate's life for me. We gonna dig for treasure. Cannon, battle, 18 lots of castle with a pow-pow shot from my treasure gun. And an oh wow, Royal Navy's got you on the road. We gotta last forever.
Sail far across the ocean's blue. There's a land that waits for you. Where the alcohol will flow forever. Ride to the land of endless road. In the Caribbean sun, it's the place where we must go. Tortuga.
Oh, Captain Yarface.
Oh, man.
Did we ever figure out what the hell happened in Time to Party?
No, okay. So, we have to talk about this right now.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, for anybody out there that has not listened to us previously gush about how much we love
We
Rum
were
Ahoy.
practically swooning.
So they drop an album, and I was just on their website. I think it said October. I could be wrong, but I think it said Time to Party was dropped in October of 2019. So we reviewed it on this here program, and I can't tell you how many times I listened to the album. And then one day I go to Spotify, and it's not there. Time to Party had completely disappeared. And I was like, okay, well, that's kind of odd. At least you got YouTube, right? So I go to YouTube, and Time to Party has been scrubbed from YouTube. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. I've never seen an album get released and then unreleased. Like, how does that fucking happen? It legitimately disappeared. The only thing that was on there was the first track, which I can't even remember what it was called, but it was basically the first track of Time to Party, where here it was the cowboy one. Anyway,
Yeah.
So that's the only track that's on YouTube, and the video for Harambe, the pirate gorilla, was gone. And that was gone, and then there was another video, if I remember right, that got released off of there. But either way, the album completely disappeared. So I'm looking and looking. I have no explanation for it. However, they released something on Facebook not too long ago saying that they're releasing a physical copy of the album. I think it's Napalm Records is doing a release for it, and it's sometime soon. I'll have to look up the Facebook post. But so they're actually going to drop the album again. They just recently dropped the Harambe video again on YouTube. And I wonder if, like, it would be like the most ironic thing if there was some kind of like pirated shit that they used in the actual album that made like Napalm Records go, okay, hold on a second, we've got to we've got to step back here and take when the album drops. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a song missing, like because of some kind of controversy or something. But yeah, man, I have honestly no clue as to why that thing just got scrubbed from the internet and is no longer around. And what's more interesting is our review of that album. The views of it on YouTube went up because everybody's looking for this album. Like they're thinking, oh, there it is, and they find out that the hour and a half is just us babbling about it and giving them little snippets. But we are probably the only, like one of the only things that actually supports that album existed at one point. Like you can go in there and listen to the snippets of the songs that we play, and you can't find them anywhere else. I'm sure somebody out there has a physical copy on some torrent site or whatever that they've ripped and put out there, but it's not easy to find. But ours is like the fifth. You look for Time to Party. Ours is the fifth result.
Really, wow. According to their web, no wonder we have so many hits. According to their website, it's coming out, and it's so funny because, like, I'm just gonna read this to you. Yar, the Adventures of Captain Yarface is back. Rumahoy returns to the wild sea of pirate metal, party anthems, and absolutely crazy but equally legendary stories. Their upcoming banger, Time to Party, will be released on July 17th, 2020 via Napalm Records. The blazing... Okay, and then it just goes into all these other songs. No explanation as to why this got released several months ago and then scrubbed.
Yeah.
And that's on their site.
If you're looking at the main page, it says, welcome to the official website of Rumahoy, the greatest pirate metal band in the entire world. New album, Time to Party, out on October 25th. And so I assume this page wasn't updated, obviously, since the release last year. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's weird. I've never seen it happen before. So... it'll be interesting, and they aren't shedding any light either.
No.
Like I watch or I follow Rumahoy on Facebook and Twitter, and it's not like they've ever come out and said, "Hey, this is why we've done it." I do remember them saying they acknowledged that it was gone because they said, "Oh yeah, hey, we had to take it off the internet or something like that." I'm like, "Good fucking luck!" And then I realized they actually did. Like you cannot find it. I'm like, how does this happen? But either way. Getting a taste of Captain Yarface back on Tortuga. I mean, yeah. Well, this is obviously going on the playlist. This is a great song. Number one in my book off of here. It's just a lot of fun. Just because Captain Yarface adds that little element to it. He puts his grievances aside with little boy bows.
Can we get pirate rap? I mean, I'm with at this point. I would be all for Yarface just doing a solo pirate rap album, just called Yarface. Yarface in the House.
What was it? The one that he, the one that he popped up on. Bose popped up on their album. What was that? Poop Deck Party.
It might have been, yeah.
And he was rapping on that one.
Yeah, right.
And it was great. It was one of our favorites.
Yep.
So
I loved Poop Deck. Throw your shit in the air, Jesse.
Well, I got to make this pitch before I forget, and I know we'll move on. But here is my pitch, Mark Radulich. Okay.
All right.
So, Rumahoy, the last album, future album, Time to Party, was all about Captain Yarface and his hijinks. Going through the past. There's some songs where he's Cowboys of the Sea. He's all over the place. It's clearly an homage to some crazy stuff happening.
He's got his treasure gun.
That's right. He's going back into ancient Egypt, fighting zombies. Anyway, it's Time to Party. So there's some kind of time travel going on there. Now, I know Alestorm has sung about going back in time as well.
Yes, they have.
Now, get ready, Mark.
Okay.
All right. Let's throw Glory Hammer into the mix.
Oh, my God. Oh,
right?
God.
All right. You do a 9-song album 3 songs apiece from these guys, or you could do 4 songs apiece. We'll do 12 songs. It doesn't have to be like all strictly, all 3 bands all at once all the time. You can, you weave this tale like a Glory Hammer style tale, and you call it Side Quest. Is that not the greatest fucking idea ever? Oh my gosh. Anyway, somebody get Bose on the phone. Bose obviously has worked with both bands. He's worked with Rumahoy, and he's part of Glory Hammer, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So there's nothing but opportunity waiting to just have, like, the hero, I can't remember his fucking name, from Glory Hammer, just end up, like, in front of, just magically appear in front of Yarface and Bose from Alestorm, and do some kind of weird side quest thing. It'd be a lot of fun.
What if we had, like, the hero from Glory Hammer and Little Boy Bose and Captain Yarface, and they formed, like, an Avengers team?
Oh, man.
Can you imagine?
You just can't. There's no way. You can't even fathom it.
It would be like whoever the wizard was, Flash Gordon, and, like, the Phantom. Remember the Defenders?
Oh, yeah.
The Defenders of the Universe, that's what it was.
There you go.
Little Boy Bose, Captain Yarface, and Humongo Cockhammer, whatever his name was.
It was, I just listened to the album. I could tell you this if we were off the podcast, right off the bat, but nope.
Sure.
On the podcast, can't think about it.
When it's recording time, it's old men try to remember shit. All right, let's move on to the next one. This one I'm sure you'll enjoy. This is a lovely story. It's a horror story. It's the kind of thing that Jesse gets into. I'm kind of kumsi kumsa on it, but I know Jesse's going to love it. This is Zombies Ate My Pirate Ship. Zombies ate my pirate ship. Hey! That should be right up your alley.
I like this one. I played it for the kids before we watched some Walking Dead tonight, as a matter of fact.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
By the way, thinking of things you show your children, so I've been watching, while I have this sort of break in the amount of television I have to watch for podcasts, I can kind of like drift off and watch other stuff. So I've been watching The Toys That Made Us.
Yeah.
And I watched a few episodes of that today, and I noticed there was a Barbie episode. I'm like, well, as a man, I can't watch this by myself. So I made my daughter watch it with me.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is going to be about that doll in the back of the shot. Did you see? Tell me you've seen that.
And not only that, just like the whole history of Barbies, that it starts out as a hooker doll.
Oh, yeah. The one thing that stuck with me through that whole episode, and stuck with me to this day, is that weird...
The guy shaving off the nipples?
No. That's got... that life-size, like, doll that was in the back of that shot, every time they talk, I think there was a lady they were interviewing, and there's this, like, latex doll in the back sitting in a chair. And the thing is that she shows up again in a couple other episodes. I think she's going to show up in the My Little Pony episodes. Spoiler alert.
Oh, boy.
But I didn't know if you'd have I'm sure that my kids would have been like, Dad, what is that back there? And I would have had a fun time trying to explain why there's...
My daughter was struggling with some of the other stuff. Like, like when they were explaining that, like, Barbie started off as a hooker doll, my daughter's just kind of looking at me and my wife are like, it's the 50s.
It's a different time, kid. Come on.
Yeah, you know. The best was later on when the author of the book about Barbie was trying to, like, make an argument for they should, like, re-embrace Barbie's hooker roots.
Oh, jeez. I don't remember that.
And my daughter's like, ugh. Like, yeah, we know.
That's a good series, though. Yeah, you'll enjoy yourself.
But yes, Zombies. You were talking about Zombies ate the pirate ship right before you watched a show about zombies with your children.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Colton hasn't been watching that, but Caleb seems to like watching The Walking Dead, and we just started that there probably about 2 weeks ago because. Yeah, I've got time on my hands as well, like maybe about an hour or two before I go to bed every night, and then back to work the next morning down in the dungeon. Yeah, so I played Zombies Ate My Pirate Ship for him, and I like this song. I find myself singing it. It's interesting. Zombies are a little bit, I don't know, just different in the Alestorm world. I mean, most zombies are usually going to try and eat you, not your pirate ship, but... These were Druid, apparently, according to the lyrics here, these were Druid-created zombies because somebody had stole some wood from some forest. So, but either way, I love how as we get toward the end, everything slows down, and then they bring in the women singers to sing the chorus about zombies eating their pirate ship, which is great. So another really good song off this album.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's not one of my favorites, but even an Alestorm song that, like, I tend to favor their heavier or their more party-ish songs. The ones that are like I dig the sea shanty stuff too, but I think when they get into like the deep storytelling, I appreciate what they're doing. They're not always my favorite though. I guess I think it's because there's so much focus on the narrative. And it's a heavy song, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's more focus on the narrative than there is in just cranking out a ripping tune. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I understand how you could gravitate from, towards one more than the other, so that's fine.
Yeah. All right, so this next one, moving right along here, is called Call of the Waves.
Let's
see, that one I like.
You like that one?
Yeah, that has that combination of epic, progressive, pirate metal that I like, combined with like a bit of thrash. Mm-hmm. So like I'm into it.
One of the things that I saw doing a little bit of reading on some of the review sites, I think Christopher came out and said that this was one of the more serious songs that they've ever done.
Yeah.
If you listen to the lyrics, what it reminded me of first was, do you remember the commercials like "Be all that you can be
in the army"? Yeah.
That's what this song is. It's pretty much a call to people out there who are feeling lost to go and be a pirate. Granted, you don't have, the army commercials aren't talking about how many times that you feel like killing everybody that's in your way. It's like, oh, well, that's a little extreme. But, I guess they aren't going to really put that in an army commercial, although you could probably draw some parallels.
But yeah, they're moving along at a good clip here. I mean, it's a very, like, they're keeping the tempo up on this album. So far, we've had no Nancy the Tavern Wench, which is not a bad song, but like they're keeping the tempo up. They're not really slowing it down. They're not doing the slower shanty-ish stuff. It's a high pace album.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, I'm gonna medley the next two because they're really short.
Sounds good.
So we're gonna do Pirate Scorn and then Shitboat. No fans. All right, here we go.
Oh, jeez.
I love those two songs.
Man, so before Walking Dead tonight, I made sure to play Shitboat for my kids.
Yes, your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks.
Oh, wow.
I guarantee you, having just heard that again and thinking about how funny it is, I will be singing that on my way to Moffat tomorrow.
Well, anything can eat a bag of dicks. It's
Indeed.
just that if you're a pirate, obviously the one insult you want to hurl at another wannabe pirate would be that their ship is, pretty shitty, as much as a shitboat can be, I guess, and can eat a bag of dicks.
Some people's pirate ships ain't shit.
That's right. That is right. Pirate Scorn, that one's a fun one. That one's a neat little story talking about. I think it leads actually into the next one because the Crystal Coconut, I think, is mentioned. I could be wrong. I'm looking through the lyrics. I can't remember. But either way, what happens in Pirate Scorn, I think, leads into Shitboat because if you Crystal's going to take a shit on your fucking lawn. Crystal is spelled Kristol.
Yeah, she's a stripper down here in Tampa.
Okay. There we go. Well, that makes sense. That's definitely an Alestorm joint then.
Yes, sir.
All right.
This next song is... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's all right. I was going to say, I enjoy both these songs. Let's just say when I was first listening to the album and Shitboat came on, I was like, I remember sitting there going, it figures. Because that is something Alestorm would do.
Yeah, that's bad funny. This next one's probably my favorite song off this whole album.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I remember listening to it. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Pirate Metal Drinking Crew is my fucked with an anchor of this album.
Okay.
This is the jam right here. Here we go. Pirate Metal Drinking Crew. Is there really any question why I would like that song?
None at all. None at all.
We are the Pirate Metal Drinking Crew. We
Yeah.
fucking hate you. We think you suck. Fuck you.
That's
Perfect.
Mark Radulich all over.
I need that. Put it on a t-shirt, Mindy.
Put it on a t-shirt. So then I'm taking Tortuga. You're taking this one then. How's that? Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
All right, they're going on the playlist. Yeah, this is a fun one. What I love, it sticks out to me more than anything, is there's 1 second in this song where they decide out of nowhere to hit the keyboard and play a dog sound. All right, just throwing you right back to fucking Alestorm for dogs. It's good stuff. But yeah, this is a fun one. That's definitely a slam dunk for you, buddy.
Yes, sir. That is right in my wheelhouse right there. All right, so I'm going to play this next one, and you're going to have to tell me why you were, like, hard as a rock. I got, like, all kinds of messages about it. You were like, oh, my God, and then my phone was wet, and I don't know how that happened.
How did that happen?
So you're going to have to tell me where all the excitement for Wooden Leg Part 2, The Woodening, was all about for you, Mr. Jesse Starcher.
All right.
Here we go.
got a leg, it's made out of wood. It comes from a land far away where the trees they grow good. This is my tale of death and revenge. A quest for redemption to seek true enlightenment deep in the world within. My journey begins. Tonight we set sail to far off Japan to murder the bastards who took away both of my hands. Sleep in the night, I discover the fiend. I challenge the scoundrel to a fight to the death, and this time I cannot lose. He will meet his doom.
All right, explain yourself, Starcher.
Okay, all right. So I sent you something there. I think you've got the computer power to bring that song up, and I would like for you to play a few seconds of it.
Okay, I can do that.
We've been friends for a while. I'll kind of talk while you get yourself situated there. We've been friends for a while, and we talk metal, and one of the things that I love when it comes to listening to this music is a band that is not afraid to tell a story.
Uh-huh.
So, Alestorm, back in 2014, with Sunset on the Golden Age, dropped a song called Wooden Leg. Now, do you remember Wooden Leg at all, Mark?
Vaguely.
Oh, well then. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Hit play.
All right, here. All right, well, hang on. You asked me if I'm ready, and I thought I was getting an explanation here.
Are you ready?
Here we go. Okay, so clearly this is a continuation of that tale.
Hence the part two. All right, so okay, so with Wooden Leg, our protagonist, I guess if you want to call him, is a poor guy walking around on one wooden leg, and a Spanish captain, I think, or somebody comes along. They have a cannonball fight. Cannonball hits him, blows his other leg off. All right, so now he's got two wooden legs.
Yep.
And then he's in the pub. He's obviously a cantankerous old fellow. Runs into a ninja, if I remember correctly, a Japanese ninja, who proceeds to cut both his arms off. And then, by the next chorus, it's wooden arm. I've got a wooden arm. So by the end of the song, this guy has got two wooden arms and he's got two wooden legs. Okay.
So he's Seamus from fucking Family Guy.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
So In 2020, Curse of the Crystal Coconut brings us the second part of this tale, where our protagonist has figured out a voodoo spell to which if he goes and kills these people and takes their legs and arms, so he goes and finds the Japanese guy first, kills the guy, chops his arms off, and reattaches the Japanese guy's arms to his own body. So he's got now Japanese arms. And then he finds the greasy old Spaniard and cuts his legs off and kills him and takes the legs and he attaches the Spanish guy's legs to his body. So he's whole again. But there's a curse, Mark Radulich.
Oh no, not a curse.
And all of a sudden, which is it's the greatest part of this song, where all of a sudden everything gets turned up on its ass, and you start hearing some Japanese guy going off, and then you start to hear a some Spanish guy going off, and it turns out that the voodoo curse is that the spirit of these people that he killed are actually controlling his body now, and he can hear them in his head. So at the very end of the song, he decides he can't go on, Mark. It's too much. So he cuts his own head off, and we end the song with wooden head, I've got a wooden head, which is the greatest thing ever. So Wooden Leg Part 2 is just the air kiss off the Alestorm album.
How is this not a Black Mirror episode?
The woodening, Mark. Oh, wow. I mean, look, I like Alestorm because they do stuff like this. They know how to have fun. They know how to take a song that was 2 albums ago and be like, oh shit, I got another tale to tell. And they put Wooden Leg Part 2 on there. There's 2 people that I know that are Alestorm fans, and I just found out, by accident that they were, because they were posting some stuff online, and one of them had not had a chance to listen to the album yet. So I said, man, you need to get, if you haven't had a chance to listen, it's out there. He's like, I pre-ordered it, but he signed off with Wooden Leg, so he had no idea what was coming. He had no idea that Wooden Leg Part 2 was going to be on this album. So, anyway, I really appreciate Alestorm for bringing us the conclusion. I really don't think there's going to be a Part 3.
Oh, you never know. Could be like, wooden fucking cyborgs.
Well, very well possibly could.
Wooden Leg Part 3, the Skynetting.
Oh, that would be perfect. Bring on the robots.
Yes, sir. All right, we are getting dangerously close to low oxygen for me, so here is the last song. This is called Henry Martin.
There were 3 brothers in merry Scotland. In merry Scotland there were 3. And they did cast lots which of them should go. And turn robber all on the salt sea. The lot it fell first upon Henry Martin, the youngest of all the 3, that he should turn robber all on the salt sea, the salt sea, the salt sea, for to maintain his 2 brothers and he. They had not been sailing but a long winter's night, and part of a short winter's day, when he espied a stout lofty ship, come a-bidding down on a straight way. Hello, cried Henry Martin.
All right.
Hey, real quick, I know you're going to get in your final thoughts because that one's not the most impressive.
No.
But there's a reason for that. Obviously, one of the things that we've talked about in the past is how bands will kind of throw that cover in at the end. This is a cover of a very, I guess, prominent Scottish folk song. Mm-hmm. And according to the wiki, the earliest recording of said song was by a guy by the name of Phil Tanner in 1937. Burl Ives covered it on Burl Ives covered it on Wayfaring Stranger in 1944. Who else here? I don't recognize any of these other names, but I mean, it's been covered like through the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. There's a song in 89, 92. So it's been covered a lot. And I kind of figured that this is, something. It was so straightforward as like, this is not an Alestorm original. There's no way it could be. And before you get into final thoughts, I am telling you, I don't care what Mark Radulich says. You give the 16th century version a shot. You listen to it's not Alestorm for dogs. You actually have some singing. It's chiptune. And one of my favorite parts about that version of the album is when you hear the end, I believe it's Wooden Leg. In the middle of Wooden Leg, the original version, it goes into chiptune for just like a quick second. Well, I wouldn't say quick second. It's probably, I don't know, it's like a chiptune interlude for probably about 30 seconds. We'll say 30 seconds. Probably less than that. But either way. So in the original version of the song on the album, it goes into that chiptune part. Well, it hit me like a ton of bricks when I was sitting there listening to the 16th century version, which is basically a chiptune version of the album with some very like Sega Genesis. That's what I would liken it to, because there is singing in it. It's not Alestorm for dogs where the singing is completely gone. There is definitely some vocals, but it has like this weird 16-bit tinge to it. In Wooden Leg, where the chiptune part hits, all of a sudden it's actually classic guitar. I'm like, oh, they actually thought that out to when they reversed it when they did Wooden Leg Part 2, the chiptune version. So anyway, I've probably listened to the album, if you're counting the 16th century version, another listen of the album. I probably listened to this album 20 times, and honestly, this is a really good album, man. Either way you look at it, there are a couple things where you're just like, okay, like Henry Martin, I could do without. That one doesn't tickle my sack, but the rest of the album is really good. Tortuga, that's a great one. Every time I listen to it, you cannot say "Welcome to the Sea." What? Welcome to the sea. What? There's just no way you cannot say it. How's that? So I liked it. Mark Radulich.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I'm going to go ahead and just for the sake of argument, just give it an A, because there's really like not a bad song on here. There's some songs I like more than others, but that's a more personal taste. I think Alestorm, at 44-ish minutes, this was a solid offer. It wasn't samey. There was definitely a lot of differentiation between each song. I think they did some exploration of what you can do with the kind of shtick that they produce, and I just think they put in a really good effort here. I have no complaints.
I agree, 100%. They did a great job. Great one to come back to, Mark.
Yes,
perfect.
I'm very happy with tonight. I wish my lungs could hang in there a little bit longer, but yeah, it's time for me to go.
It's low 2 o'clock.
So with that said, Jesse will be back in 2 weeks. We'll do Turn Me On, Cadillac, Global Warning. Jesse's also got an offering for the Superblog team up. We're going to be doing Ghostbusters TMNT. But Jesse's source material, Jesse leading the source material podcast, probably won't be happening until the end of the summer. In the meantime, I'll continue with source material lives with Alexis Haina. We might be getting Chris Sheehan on here sometime in July, so we'll keep moving on. Have you recorded with anybody else? Have you done anybody else's podcast? Anything you want to plug?
I have. I'm trying to think if I did. And I want to. I have some plans upcoming for possibly being on the Unspoken Issues podcast. I think we're recording that Saturday for our contribution to the Superblog team up, and I'm hoping to nab an appearance on Kapow, the Pop Cultured podcast, to do our yearly Schools Out for Summer, which it's been out for a while, trivia. So be looking out for that. And I think Al Sedano just dropped an episode of Resurrections, an Adam Warlock and Thanos podcast that I happen to be on. We recorded that a long time ago, but I think me and him talked for about an hour about comics that were going on at the time. This was in the 70s, and there was some really interesting stuff. The Hulk cries, Mark Radulich. The Hulk cried in an issue of The Incredible Hulk that I read.
Outstanding.
Yeah, what do you think of that? But other than that, that's all I got to plug.
All right. Speaking of source material live, myself and Alexis Hannah did Catwoman when in Rome. Myself and Robert Winfrey spent damn near 3 hours talking about Devilman Crybaby.
This is not surprising to me. When you and Winfrey get together, I know you go into it with like, it's going to be an hour.
Yeah,
Nope.
I don't even bother anymore. Like, all right, here we go, 3 hours. Let me get my oxygen tank set up.
Got a respirator going just in case.
Yep. And then tomorrow night, myself and Pat Mullen will be doing Chapter 8 of our Boxing History podcast. We'll be talking Smokin' Joe Frazier. Next week, we'll be doing a comic strip for the last days of American Crime. We're going to review NXT TakeOver in Your House. And myself and Pat Mullen will review the last, very, very last, Part 2, Season 5, Fuller House. I binged it today. I'll have a lot of thoughts on it. Give a little teaser. I did not love the ending.
Oh,
The ending was a bit of a fake out. Last week, we did Three Caballeros Ride Again, AEW Double or Nothing, and the Legend of the Three Caballeros. So you can go ahead and check those out in the archives. Hey, he's at Stiznarkey on Twitter. I'm at Mark Radulich. If you want to drop us a line. In the meantime, Jesse, thanks for coming back tonight. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, be well, be safe, and behave.